let's talk real quick about the Detroit Lions weighing in free agency in the draft, and they got 7 picks this year. First, a second, a couple third round picks, a fifth, and I don't really remember beyond that. But you got to understand there's tiers to free agency as well too, and there's benefits and risks to both of them. You know, people think, oh, you take a guy from Kansas City and plug him into Detroit. You got to understand he got to fit the system, and I think what a lot of teams don't do that the Lions, this regime, is doing, he got to be a cultural fit. All that matters. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be a cultural fit, and you got to be able to fit the system. So with younger players, you know, there's more wiggle room for fit, for system fit, and for cultural fit. You say, well, why? You ever heard the saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can teach a new dog old tricks. So you always got to remember that rule of thumb. So them old veteran guys, they are what they are. You know what I'm saying? And even though you have more detail, we have more intel on what they are, if you ran a zone system, you know, combination zone man system, primary man, you wouldn't go get you want a deep threat, you wouldn't go get a possession receiver, would you? So, you know, you need a back that can get 1 or 2, them 3 or 4 or 5 tough yards. You wouldn't go out there and go invest into a Jamal Charles. You know what I'm saying? So you understand what the fit are, but the risk factor is you don't know how much they got left in the tank for one. You don't know if these guys, they get the bag and they gonna stop working. We seen that with a number of free agency. We see just guys just not be fit. Darius Byrd was terrific in Buffalo, went to New Orleans and just wasn't shit. Excuse my language. So everybody think it's clear cut. You go ahead and add Lamar over here. You go ahead and add, Breece Hall over here. It don't necessarily work that way. And then also you weigh in certain factors. Like I was speaking on the NBA about Miles Bridges, what he going through. You know, it's hard to take, even if everything is good. You take a young athlete, you put him close to home. You know what I'm saying? Don't nothing really good come out of that. You know, so yeah, there you have to weigh both. And you look at that draft board, you see that's the first thing you're gonna look at. Even though free agency is first in the NFL, you looking at that draft board. Where is it weak? Where is it strong at? Okay, boom, 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 boom. You doing that, right? Then you looking at free agency. You saying where in this week? Where is it strong at? But it's also another tier of free agency too, because you're going to have guys get cut before they get bonuses. Now a lot of roster bonuses already started. New league year, they already told them, "Oh, we can go cut you." Like Gino got his $12 million. I'm happy for him. Always been a fan since West Virginia. But you're gonna start getting these bonuses later in the summer. If they don't get rid of him, they gonna owe him this, that, and the third, or they cut him by this point. It won't be no dead money then again. So you're gonna have guys to get cut that can fill spots. You're gonna have guys, that's gonna be totally free. And usually, really good players don't really get free. They get tagged. Now some guys, you make it far in the game like Brady, you can say, "Hey, I ain't want no tag," or some guys get out there and the way the cap is looking, they can't tag everybody, can't afford to tag. So they hit the market. You got to see if it's a system fit and what can some of these veterans bring to the locker room. You thinking on the football field, you just think about winning games. What type of knowledge can they give to the younger guys in there? I always remember Rasheed Mathis told the story about one of his major purchases. He was mostly known for being a cornerback in Jacksonville, but at the end of his career, he came to Detroit. From those who remember, and he was just saying like how, he bought a Mercedes-Benz, I think it was, and how it really was a bad purchase. And, he learned from that purchase. And that's the type of information you want to give to the kids, man. I mean, we have athletes that's getting finessed on so many levels that y'all not even paying attention on. I know it ain't really y'all business. You got the older Cougars now finessing a lot of the younger guys. You got Ponzi schemes, you got bad investments, you got dirty agents, you got the hook and reel with marriage. They marrying these guys, they retire. Then they taking their pensions and their retirement money, and you think because you get, and this go for everybody. You think young guys, you think you getting this money, and it's gonna last forever, man. You know, the great Detroit rapper Blade Ice would have a really great saying, and one of his great sayings that he had was, "Nobody balls forever. You just have to learn how to maintain." That's a real rhyme. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have dips in money. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have highs and lows, and most of y'all young men's highest earning potential is gonna be mid 40s to 60s. So don't let these women speed you up. You gotta have 6 figures right now, man. Bullshit. Look up the statistics. You know, but you always gotta put it up for a rainy day. You always gotta invest in it so you can have ownership of something, so you can have that money, man. Because ain't no bailout for us men. And a lot of these athletes, it's designed for them to go broke 5 to 7 years after they retire. Just the way it is. And you need veterans in the locker room that get that message. It's different. Just take this out for a minute. You got 3 layers to this, right? I'll say 3. You got parents. You got older cousins and brothers, sisters and all that. And then you got mentor. And I think every young man should have at least a mentor. Or a young woman should have mentorship. But that's another story for another day, right? But I do believe it. They all reach different places. A lot of times your parents tell you something, give you some advice. You don't even really listen or comprehend that advice until down the line, until you go through it, or you about to go through it. Then you like, oh damn, they said that. Then you got older brothers and sisters and stuff of that nature. They reach a different part of your mind and they tell you some things. Hey man, you need to watch out for this, that, and the third. More, you gonna really take their advice. That's more in the moment, right? Well, you got a mentor, right? A great mentor ain't gonna lie to you. He don't have your best interest as being a part of him like your parents do. He didn't grow up with you like your brother and sister. It's a third party interest who really just telling you how it is. You know, without any emotional ties to you, and that's what it is. So a lot of these guys in trouble. So there's just different levels to anything we talking about: free agency, the draft, and what veterans can bring to the table with young guys. But young guys can still be molded and fit into a system. You gotta remember, they drafted Darius Slay. He was a man cover corner. He had to learn to play zone. He got cooked his first year when he first got in there in the middle of the season, but he got better, learned how to play zone, went up against Calvin every day, got better. You get a veteran corner that's used to playing zone, and you want him in the man-to-man, he's gonna struggle. That old dog, this is his tricks. So there are risks and fits and schemes and all that. All that's in one. You got to remember that. All that's, it's the same stuff. You just know more in the league about a particular person being a free agent, but also you don't really necessarily know what he gonna do when he get this new money. You don't know how much wear and tear on the body. And in the draft, you got a lot of guys that got wear and tear. So these are the things they're weighing up when they learning how to allocate their money and assets. You know what I'm saying? You look to see with a draft. You start off with the draft, where's the strong, where's the weak at. Then you look at free agency, where's the strong, where's weak at, where you feel holes at. And probably obviously you're looking at your own pieces on the table as well too. Guys that can be free, or guys you can cut, or guys you can trade. So just want to get that video out here. You hear people say, oh, draft all defense and do all this and do this in free agency. It's a lot of things that go into that. It's just not as simple as pushing a couple buttons like you playing Madden. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live, drop video. Hit the link tree, find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.